Hi and welcome to the latest Ancient Egypt news from the third week of December. The fairly recently discovered tomb of King Thutmose II, located on the west bank of Luxor, has been ranked among the top 10 archaeological discoveries of 2025, according to Archaeology magazine, one of the world's leading publications in the field. The discovery, announced by the Ministry of Tourism and Antiquities in February, has been recognised as one of the most significant archaeological finds globally this year. The importance of the discovery lies in the fact that this is the first royal tomb from Egypt's 18th dynasty to be identified since the discovery of King Tutankhamun's tomb in 1922, marking a milestone in the study of ancient Egyptian history. Reflecting its global impact, one of the inscriptions uncovered inside the tomb is featured on the cover of Archaeology magazine's January-February 2026 issue. Dr. Mohammed Ismail Khaled, Secretary General of the Supreme Council of Antiquities, the SCA, described the international recognition as a renewed affirmation of the exceptional value of Egypt's archaeological heritage and its leading academic position in the field of archaeology. He emphasized that the achievement is the result of sustained cooperation and dedicated efforts by Egyptian and foreign archaeological missions, contributing to groundbreaking discoveries that help re-examine ancient Egyptian history and enrich global knowledge. The tomb was discovered by a joint Egyptian-British archaeological mission representing the SCA and the New Kingdom Research Foundation during excavation and archaeological research at Tomb C4 in the Theban Mountains on Luxor's west bank. At the initial stages of excavation, researchers believed the tomb might belong to a royal consort from the Thutmose period, given its proximity to the tombs of the wives of King Thutmose III and to the original tomb of Queen Hatshepsut. The latter had originally been prepared for Hatshepsut in her capacity as a royal wife, before she ascended the throne as king and was later buried in the Valley of the Kings. However, continued excavations revealed decisive archaeological evidence that conclusively identified the tomb's owner as King Thutmose II. Among the most notable finds were fragments of plaster bearing traces of blue inscriptions and yellow stars, symbolizing the night sky, as well as decorative elements and texts from the Book of Imduat, a key funerary text associated with royal burials. Architecturally, the tomb features a simple layout that is considered an early prototype for the royal tomb designs adopted by several kings who succeeded Thutmose II during the 18th dynasty. The discovery not only adds a critical chapter to Egypt's New Kingdom history, but also underscores Egypt's enduring role as a focal point for archaeological research and discovery, continuing to captivate the global scientific community and the wider public alike. Following up on the final preparations to host the exhibition Ramses and the Gold of the Pharaohs at its 7th station in London, Dr. Khaled, Secretary General of the SCA, visited the Neon Battersea Power Station to check on the readiness of the hall to receive the exhibition, which is scheduled to be opened on February the 28th and will continue until August the 30th, 2026, following on from the current exhibition in Tokyo. The inspection visit included a review of the readiness of the exhibition halls in terms of exhibition periods, lighting, security and protection systems and other technical equipment, to ensure that all requirements needed to open the exhibition and provide the highest levels of protection and security for artifacts are met, as well as applying approved insurance and precautionary measures, ensuring that the exhibition comes out as one of the highlights of Egyptian civilization currently abroad. During the visit, the entrance path of the artifacts to the hall, the secured rooms allocated to store the artifacts during the preparation stages for the show were also reviewed, as well as the various insurance systems, including surveillance cameras, motion detectors, firefighting and self-extinguishing systems. Dr. Khaled held a number of meetings with the organisers of the exhibition to discuss various procedures and insights related to the official opening ceremony, which will ensure that the event is organised at the highest level and in accordance with the importance of the exhibition and the greatness of the Egyptian civilization. He affirmed that overseas archaeological exhibitions represent an important window to introduce the ancient Egyptian civilization to the peoples of the world, highlighting the ingenuity of the ancient Egyptians in the fields of science, engineering, art and others. helping to promote the cultural convergence between the peoples, as well as being an effective tool for the tourism promotion of Egypt and its cultural and archaeological settlements globally. The exhibition, Ramses and the Gold of the Pharaohs, contains 180 artifacts from the collectibles of the Egyptian Museum in Tahrir, dating back to the era of King Ramses II, as well as his coffin from the National Museum of Egyptian Civilization, and a number of artifacts discovered by the Egyptian mission in the Bubastion region of Saqqara, along with a selection of collectibles from other Egyptian museums. The collection highlights the distinctive features of ancient Egyptian civilization from the Middle Kingdom through to the late period, with statues, ornaments, cosmetic ware, paintings and stone blocks decorated with carvings and a number of coloured wooden coffins. The exhibition began its world journey in 2021 with its first stops in the US, in Houston, then San Francisco, followed by the French capital Paris, before moving to the Sydney Museum in Australia, Cologne in Germany, and is currently in the Japanese capital of Tokyo. In the heart of Cairo, within the walls of the Egyptian Museum in Tahrir, that guard thousands of years of history, a visit is not just to see the artifacts. Here, enthusiastic Egyptian youths turn from students to cultural guides, offering Egyptian visitors a free trip into the depths of civilization as part of the Friends of the Egyptian Museum initiative. This distinctive voluntary initiative began in 1990 to include training students from the Faculty of Archaeology and Tourism, and eventually the Departments of History. The main goal has been to offer a free guided service to Egyptian citizens, starting with the conviction that a foreign tourist can often afford a tour guide, while Egyptians should have the opportunity to learn about their heritage without the financial hurdles. Young people who join this initiative go through an integrated training program supervised by an elite of museum specialists as well as archaeological curators and restorers. The program aims to build a bridge between academic learning and actual visitor interaction needs. The training currently includes getting acquainted with museum sections and museum gallery halls, and also addresses the principles of classification of artifacts, museum display methods, and various methods of preservation. Actual training starts during the mid-year break. The efforts of months of training translate into tangible public service over the summer break, where the Friends of the Museum are on hand daily from 9 in the morning till 3 in the afternoon to provide free guided tours to Egyptian citizens. This initiative is introduced only to Egyptian visitors in Arabic in the framework of promoting belongingness and local archaeological awareness. The tours cover a variety of the museum halls, from the ground floor featuring prehistoric and Old Kingdom relics to the upper floor featuring the treasures of Tanis, as well as the discoveries from Yuya and Tuya's tomb, the animal mummies room, and many other artifacts from the museum's massive collection. The museum's training department directly supervises the course of this service and evaluates students' performance. It's a practical application that aims to transform theoretical knowledge into a practical skill in interpretation, audience interaction, self-confidence, and the art of communicating with people of different ages and cultural backgrounds. It also contributes to transforming the museum from a place to display relics to a platform for interactive community learning, correcting misconceptions and spreading archaeological awareness on a broader scale. Through the Friends of the Egyptian Museum, the museum's message is not only about preserving heritage, but also about reviving it in the minds and hearts of new generations. University of Missouri St. Louis anthropologist Ann Austin, working with colleagues at Arizona State University, has uncovered the most extensive evidence yet of tattooing in the ancient Nile Valley civilization of Nubia, including the consistent presence of tattoos on the remains of young children. Austin, an associate professor in the Department of History at UMSL, worked with Professor Brenda Baker and research assistant Tatiana Jovanovic in the School of Human Evolution and Social Change at Arizona State University to conduct a systematic survey of tattoos among the remains of more than 1,000 individuals found in 3 different sites in Sudan: Semna South, Kinifab School, and Kulubnati, and spanning the period from 350 BCE through to 1400 CE. Using multispectral imaging technology, Austin, Baker, and Jovanovic found 25 previously unknown individuals with tattoos, nearly doubling the known number of tattooed individuals from the Nile Valley. Microscopic imaging and the distribution of the tattoos further revealed a shift in tattoo practices during the Christian period, including tattooing on children under the age of 3. They've shared their findings in a new article titled "Revealing Tattoo Traditions in Ancient Nubia Through Multispectral Imaging." This is the first time that I know of where we find such consistent evidence on really young children, Austin said. We have somebody who's under 1 that possibly has tattoos, definitely a 1-year-old with tattoos, and we find multiple children, including a child who's 3, who has multiple tattoos, one over another. This is not just showing that they were tattooed, but that it might have even happened multiple times during that really early period in their lives. And that's it for this week. This news podcast is brought to you by Ted Laux and GNT Tours. Ancient Egypt News now rated in the top 5 Egypt history podcasts according to feedspot.com. For 2026 tour dates, check out our website gnttours.co.za. Follow us on social media and now on YouTube. Thanks for listening to this episode. Please feel free to comment and share. We wish you all a peaceful and joyous festive season. And until next time, thanks again. Cheers. Bye-bye.